A very warm welcome to our attendees and to our panelists today. Today, we're going to discuss with our industry leaders how to succeed in mobile games in the SAA markets. And we have a team of panelists joining us from different companies. First of all, I'd like to introduce Vimindra Lee. Vimindra, if you could kindly introduce yourself and just throw in a fun fact about yourself, what you like to do, your hobby and everything. Thank you so much. Please go ahead.
Thank you, Ashi. Yeah, my name is Wimindra. Right now, I'm active as a game design mentor for the incubation in Indonesia. And most of my time is lecturing and mentoring the new game developer to grow and share my experience as a game developer, and hopefully they can bear fruit from the experience that I share. Most of my other free time is playing games and do some DIY stuff, something like that.
That's great. That's great. Awesome, Ravinder. Thank you so much for that. Moving on, so I'll be the panelist also as well as the moderator. My name is Ashish Shinde. I'm working as the Director of Sales and Business Development for SocialPeta since March 2022. I joined this company considering that the industry which we are currently working with, the gaming industry, is at a boom. Especially we have find out that the SA market is growing at a very rapid stage, and it's actually in tandem right now, neck to neck with the US market as well. So that's pretty exciting to see. I look at the India market at the moment, but we are sort of covering the ASEA market as well. Fun fact about me, not exactly so much fun for a lot of people, but I've recently started, uh, you know, trekking, in multiple, we have a lot of places around in the South India part. So I go out on trek, test out my ability. The first time I went, I almost nearly died because I was not in a very shape or form to do that. But yeah, with time, I'm getting better with it, and hopefully, I'm trying to do is one of the I'm trying to hope to complete one of the treks, which is like one of the moderate track, and it will take a lot for me to prepare for it. So fingers crossed. Uh, so that'll be my introduction, and moving on to Lena Young. Lena Young, if you could just kindly introduce yourself.
Hi everyone, this is Lena. So I'm currently working as gaming partnership manager in TikTok, in our global gaming team. So I joined this industry firstly from Unity. So after that, now I'm in TikTok. So basically what I do is to help gaming studios, publishers to do user acquisition and monetization, and also basically to help them promote their games and apps for through different channels. And maybe some fun fact about me, I joined this industry is also because I love playing games myself. Some of the games I play, like Genshin Impact, like Overwatch, and also League of Legends. So I'm very happy that I am in the industry as it's like fits to my personal interest.
Yeah,
And today, very happy to be here, and I can't wait to share with you more about the topics that I prepared for you.
that's awesome. Thank you for that introduction. And last not least, Mr. Eric Lee. Eric, if you would kindly introduce yourself.
All right. Hey guys, everyone. My name is Eric Lee from Exola. Exola, just to give you a brief example, just in case you might not have never heard of it, it is a global payment solution company. We work with a lot of game developers and publishers from all over the world. My position is business development manager from APAC. So what I do personally is help game developers and publishers get attached payment solutions for global of their games and anything else that's related to games. And originally, we are focused on Web 2 stuff, but we are trying to expand on Web 3 as well. So that's the trend that we're trying to match. And personally, stuff about me is that I did work in the gaming industry for about like 8-9 years now, but however, my major was cinema. So I
Oh,
actually graduated with a cinema degree. So I have also having experience working as a producer myself. So that's a little interesting fact. But as a core gamer myself too, I'm hoping to discuss all the gaming needs and whatnot. And if you have any questions or anything to share, I'm also here with you guys as well. Yeah.
That sounds great, Eric. We'll talk about that movie stuff later on. Yeah, because I do love movies as well.
Yes.
All right. Thank you so much for the panelists for that, introduction. And since our attendees are joining in, we are, sort of industry leaders, and we wanted to understand from each point of view, from each company's point of view, what we can do to succeed in the mobile gaming market in SAA. And we have been able to put down a good presentation, each of the panelists. We'll kick off with women, Rally, who have put down a presentation. And for attendees, in case if they have any questions, please feel free to message that in the chat, and our panelists, will be able to answer that. So, Vimendra, please go ahead and, if you can share your presentation and give us some insights, that would be great.
Ashish, thank you for the opportunity. I will share some slide. Wait for a second.
We'll turn up just until women's presence.
Okay, you see it?
Yeah, I can see the screen. Yeah.
Okay. Thank you everyone for the opportunity for me to share some experience as a game developer and mentoring some of the startups throughout the years. Okay, what I want us to share is what is their most common pitfall of the to create some successful games. Okay, here my intro is a bit for me. I'm starting on game industry already around 16 years, and currently active as, like I mentioned before, game designer and mentor in Indigo game incubation. And on the right is some of the game that I involved creating it. Okay. The first one is most of the developer treat the game as their child. So like a loving parent, they want the best for their kid, and it's like starting to big and dream big for the game, like their child. Like as a parent, we want to dream big. I have one child, and I want to make everything out of him, and dream big for my kid. And but that is not the case for game. Starting big is not recommended, as you learn along the way. The more game you done, the better you become. So I suggest starting small and fast and grow from that experience. Okay, and yeah, like I said, as a parent, like as we treat the game, is like our kid is. Perfection is the way. Like we want to perfect in every bit of the game. Like yeah, most of the game, therefore, tend to like delay the shipment of the game, like in the sake of perfecting their game. But yeah, most of the game isn't perfect. And even a AAA game and like a super high budget game is not perfect when they ship. They like give patch and update and at the next release. What's matter most for the game, like a game you're creating, is stick to the timeline and budget and focus to finish the game as you started. Because perfecting is like contradictive from the achievement that you seek, like delivering the game. Okay, the next one is nobody understand better than yourself. Like when it's come about the game there, the most game developer created, they think they are the only one to understand what is the best for their game, and become very defensive when like other people say it otherwise. Like when you say, oh, you are already very invested in the game, and you think your game is already perfect and good in everywhere, but if some other people like judge your game and well, this is some of bit of the game that I don't like that. Most of the developer, especially the new one, like they creating a defensive barrier for the game. Like, who are you to judge? Like, I'm the one who making the game. That so from I learned and experienced that the one that developed the game is the worst judge for the game itself, because they are too occupied and invested to the game so long and deep, so they tend to forget that they created the game also for other people to play, not just for themselves. Okay, that's the first one. And the second one is they have no clue about the target audience. Like when making the concept, make the concept for the game, and we have to set what audience we will target it, like what market that we will target the game, that will play the game, so we can design the feature, the genre of and the content for the right target market. So if we fail to do that, the defining the market and the audience, the result is the game will be confusing. And so what player, when player play it, they don't know what the meaning of the game, like, and you don't know, the developer also don't know the who will play the game also. Okay, then the next one is you cannot determine the scope for the game. The scope will affect your timeline, budget, and projection of what will the game will achieve financially. So if we don't have the right audience and market, we will have a very hard time to set the scope of the game, which will ruin the whole thing. This is like the most of I think the pitfall that I encounter from my experience as a mentor in incubation, that most of the new game developer is they doesn't care. They think they build the game for themselves. They forgot if they want to achieve and success financially, they have to create the game also from for other people. It's not wrong to create the game. The first one, you want to create a game that you want to play, but do not forget you have to validate the game that also have a lot people that want to play your game. So this isn't for about yourself. It's about creating the game and deliver experience for your in your game to other people. So other people also want to play your game. Okay. Design principle. Design principle is one of the key aspects of the game design. What is design principle, you ask? Design principle is the core of all game design, if not the most important one. Like designing mechanic, content, or genre, feature on a game. The game principle acts, the design principle act as a guideline. For example, what should the game, what theme should you set for the game? Like what era and time the game will set, and deciding deciding the design principle, we need the target audience as a factor to determine the whole thing. So that's very important to do and research your target market and target audience. Okay. The third one is wrong choice of a weapon. what weapon that's I want to talk about is like the tools for the developer want to use. Like when we created the game using the right engine is very essential. Like software, a method, or like a project management are the keys to create the game smoothly. Most of the time, the perfect weapon of for our weapon is the one we are familiar with. Imagine you like playing some RPG games and they have like a proficiency skill. Like if I have like level 10 or max out my proficiency on knife, and is and we found like some sword and that have a bigger stats on them, but most of the time still the knife is the right tools for and the max outcome from the when you're fighting the monster or something like that. So the most the uh, uh, the tools that perfect for you most likely is the one you are very familiar with. Okay, the next one is okay. SWOT. Not says. Maybe I think most of you already know what SWOT is. So it's like a shot of strength, weaknesses, opportunity and threat. So if you know all these things and already assess yourself, and the whole thing will help you gain some advantage tremendously. For example, one of the developer in Indonesia, they are realized most of their crew is artists and a really damn good one. So what game will they do better to create than other? A game that highlight their strength, maybe like puzzle or action adventure? No, that's I'm kidding. So they ultimately created the visual novel, the like a point and click adventure that using a really good and stunning art. So they will excel in their area. So just realize and assess your strength, weakness, opportunity, and threat, so you can create the right games from the right team you have and what strength they have. Okay, the last one is the shiny object syndrome. This is like when you see the picture above, below is Gollum that won some precious ring, like from the Lord of the Ring. This is when I heard this phrase when I watched some like game development video development back then, and I agree that what is about this syndrome in game dev scenario, most of us will attract to the new tools, the new shining tools, the better and the have a most feature like I mentioned above. You don't need some best tools and most complete tools that available out there. But if you ever heard the phrase the man behind the gun, it is who use the tools that matter most. The most common thing in game dev is like Unity versus Unreal. So maybe a lot of new game developers start from Unity, and when they see like Unreal Engine, they like, wow, the Unreal very got a lot of feature for realistic rendering. But if that are you really need that? That is the question. And so ask yourself what tools you are most familiar and mostly perfect. That will mostly the perfect tools for your job. Okay, I think that's still. In fact, this is a lot of common mistake that that should be covered, but because we haven't got a lot of time, maybe you can Google it yourself and learn from what developer do do and don'ts, or like what they pitfall, and maybe it's like similar to use, because case in case is very it can be different from one developer to other developer. So there is my text, and I think that's all. And I hope this experience and this presentation can help you avoid the same mistake that we already some of us do. Okay, thank you for your time.
Thank you so much for that, Viminda. That was really informative. I think you covered a lot of points based on the startup incubation. People who are struggling with understanding how they should really, structureize their overall performance. How should they start? So I'm sure there will be a lot of questions from our attendees, and I'm sure they will try to, get in touch with you.
Okay, thank you.
Thanks again. So moving on, also since I'm from SocialPeta, I'm also one of the panelists. I'm also going to share a presentation which is going to key focus on ad creative spot. So let me just quickly share my screen here. Okay. All right. So a quick, update about SocialPeta that, since our inception in 2015, what we have really understood from the market, and we especially focus on the gaming market globally. And we gather data from a lot of uh, different points, different axes, through which we are able to create a report specifically for our customers. Especially for startup companies and who are already existing companies, the publishers, the developers. One thing what we have noticed, and what our CEO's whole vision was, that people really need to understand that what ad creatives is and how important of a role it plays when it comes to selling your product. So for 2022, we created an ad creative comprehensive report, and I'll be presenting that for you. Uh, so what we are going to discuss, just give me a second here. Okay. So a little bit about SocialPeta. We have over 1.2 billion ad creatives covering 72 countries and regions, and some other, multiple platforms, Unity, Twitter, YouTube, Facebook, TikTok, and a lot of other websites. We have 5.1 million app advertisers, 1.2 billion creatives, and we refresh our data on a daily basis, which adds another 1.2 million ad creatives on a daily basis. So a lot of things to cover. Three key points we'll be discussing: how and why creatives are vital, especially for user acquisition for mobile games. The second point is going to be the tips and tricks which we have gathered from our data, the tracks of the popular creatives. And the third is understanding the observation, the trend of popular creatives. Okay. So the first thing that we're going to discuss is if we're going to give you some insights in what exactly is happening in terms of ad creatives in marketing, in game marketing specifically for 2022. For January 2022 to July 22, we saw a 16.6% year-over-year increase in the numbers of ad creators. A total of 36,000 mobile game advertisers. That's a good number. And a lot of active creators have surged since January to reach over 8 million creators in July only. So there's a huge land in which we're covering, and obviously this particular gaming industry is quite competitive, as what we have all understood from different reports what we have gathered around. So the global game advertisers in Q3, we see a 16.6% year-over-year increase, but for the global mobile game creatives in Q3, it's a 12.6 million rate, an 8.7% increase. Moving on to understand what's the game genre people are really making the ad creatives for. So obviously we have seen, huge shift. Maybe it could be a post-pandemic or COVID effect, but a lot of people have really got into casual games. They don't have to, play too much. They don't have to put too much of thought around it. They can just, easily play the game, just, kind of fool around. That they don't have to do much of it. So what we did see for specifically in Q3, mobile games had a monthly advertisers of about 24,000 and a monthly creatives of 288. And casual games, they had about 7,200 monthly advertisers in Q3. That's nearly 80% higher than puzzle games. So we can obviously see there's a huge shift in the casual games genre. And you can see the overall, monthly advertisers and the monthly creatives per advertisers. So obviously, if you see that for strategy, if you notice the monthly creatives per advertiser is slightly higher, but the monthly advertiser for casual is almost 7,200, which is really good in terms of understanding why and where the market is changing, market is trending. Moving on to the next slide. Now, the understanding what we really want to do is that global mobile games, which grew in the quarter by quarter by in Q1 and Q3, we see a very smooth recovery as compared to the 2021. Since people are now more used to mobile games, we see a lot of downloads this year. But it has been increasing, and the download increased by over 100 million in Q3 22. Which is a really good growth of 6%, and the quarter-over-quarter growth of 2%. So it's a steady, trend we are watching right now. So obviously, the download of mobile games is increasing, and I believe in 2023, with a lot of new games upcoming and a lot of people are engaging in these gaming platforms, especially considering that we have a lot of smartphone devices. 5G has already been there, and it has given an edge to the gaming community, to the gaming industry. So that way, people will be, even at the tier 2 and tier 3 market, we will see a huge rise in the downloads of games and people playing more and more, maybe also competitively. But as of now, the casual games, as I said, has been really, really taking over the market because it does not have a specific age group. It can, it really targets everything from children to middle age, person. It could be male, female, it could be anything. All right. So now we need to understand how you need to push your game and understand how do you seize these opportunities. And the one thing what we have noticed in modern history is that advertisement plays a huge, huge role in selling any product. Now, you could take an example from, back in 70s, 80s, Pepsi versus Coke, and, BMW versus Mercedes. We have seen a lot of ad creatives. We were then at the magazines, we were then in the newspapers. Now we are in the internet era where, the the advertisement is actually happening right on our phone. We don't have to go push our customers to go any specific places. The device is right in their hand. And creatives plays a huge, huge role, specifically for gaming apps. We've noticed that only if you create a good ad creative for a game, they can understand what the game is about. And if it is attractive enough, then people can definitely, download the game. That's what really pushed the customers. And, there are huge, huge costs involved. We can understand that it will play a bigger role in your overall budget. The creatives is there, the trend is there, the orientation is there, the average prepared amount you can see. We have added that from our data, what we have gathered from SocialPeta. All right. So obviously, we need to have an edge over our competition. And how can we have an edge over competition? By studying them, by understanding what they're doing, by understanding what network they're focusing on, by understanding what is that they really focus on, how are they attracting our customers, and what kind of customers are really, really would like to, play those games as you are developing. So as you can see, these are some of the ads which we have compiled all together. So the same game genre as the market are highly, homogeneous, and those quality creatives are best performing. And obviously, since SocialPeta expertise in this, so you could use SocialPeta to gain insight into competitors, their high, creators, their templates, their similar products, the most trending games which have been downloaded a lot, and they have a lot of ad creatives with high numbers of impressions and likes. So those all data will be available with us, so you can use that. Moving on to how to make your, maximize the influence of quality creators. So live action comparison, playable ads, these are some new formats of ads which we have seen, which are, really doing good for us. Image being the slightest, the lowest one, doesn't have much more impact as compared to the video or the playable ads. And, the A/B testing format in which you can have two multiple different targets, ad creatives, run those side by side, understand which is, have more interaction from the audience. So that also gives you an edge of, or making, performance, uh, getting feedback from the customer is the most important thing. Then you can run a similar ad creatives. All right. So the revenue is also one of the most important points, because without that, we will not be sitting here understanding this webinar. Revenue is one of the most important thing. So for the large mobile, what we have seen that there was a popular, this was a global popular SLG, which was published by IDG, a Chinese company, first advertising back in 2016, duration 2000 plus ads, 2000 plus days, and the number of ads, the viewed apps around 185, 58,000. The total revenue in 2022 is $2 billion plus. Something to really learn from this particular game if you are focusing on this game genre. Some of the creatives, what we have compiled from our website. These are some of the ad creatives, as you can see on the screen. Uh, some cool combats and extremely strong interaction make creatives of advertisers stand out with others. It really gives you the idea how to play the game and everything and what the gameplay would look like. All right, so these are some of the tips and tracks which we can offer in the terms of popular creatives. So from the idea, we have a lot of different things. We have the duration, the interactive index, the popularity, the original display, the first ad which we post, the crawler monitoring, the multi-dimensional duplication, which we cover, as I said, all in our tool. Some of the common creatives, mobile games, what we have seen is you see on the left, the image is the first, then the video ads is much more, eye capturing. And the playable ads is, of course, so the way you can play the ad, play the game right directly from the ad and see how it's working. And that really attracts the customer because they would like to know what they are really downloading. The video and image, yeah, they does not, hold the same thing. But it is a trending feature right now. We have seen a huge rise in it. Hopefully, a lot more people will try to adapt this model. All right. So the insights into creators from mobile game genre, we already discussed. Casual games really focus on the video creatives. It accounted for over 83% of the overall, or in all game genres, video creative seems to have an edge over image and other formats. 83%, as I said, are the video, which is probably down from the last year, but maybe there's just a slight shift in understanding. Maybe they are more going towards more playable ad creators. But as of now, video creatives remains the strongest format for gaming developers and publishers to uh, display their ads. All right. So the appeal of fight back, this is one of the ways people are really a lot of people are react to these kind of things. They want to understand. The comparison makes the game more interactive. Show the creators in the first person, ending with failure, and then coming back. People kind of take it as a challenge. They try to download, oh, I can do better than this. So this kind of creativity is widely used in casual games if you really focus on that. All right. So again, under the same category, appeal of fight back, we see the interesting story overall, the appealing plot. It's about the emotions. Emotions really capture a lot of people. They kind of relate to that particular character which they're seeing in the mobile games. Of course, and the cultural difference, everyone like to know about different cultures, it obviously gives you the different target audiences as well. And of course, the advertising platforms plays a lot of big role. It could be Facebook, it could be TikTok, it could be Meta platform, it could be Google platforms. Focusing on the background music, the visual shock, the first 3 seconds, as I said, is going to be important to keep it in the right place. So these are some of the things we've really understood from the best ad creatives, which has done a lot of high number of downloads, revenues, and everything. So spice up the creative, the red nail inside, which is kind of really attractive to people. Show the creatives in the first person, ending with failure again. Players should be thinking it's an easy game, but why is that correct are not able to play, so they try to download it their own. Again, casual games, it focuses on casual games. So the mobile difference between mobile game creatives versus East and West, that is important, which we have understood. The combined gameplay with commentary, guiding play, which it's mainstream in the creative in East, and display of gameplay details and failures make the game more attractive in the West. So that is something to notice, in case we are especially focusing on one region. All right. Some of the trend observation of popular creatives, we put that together for our, we did an analysis of the popular creative of SLGs to understand, as a game genre with the biggest media buying on average creatives, SLG are more diversified in clustering. Plot selection, rise or fail, hyper casual elements attract more diversified players. Learn from client games and fully demonstrate the gameplay. It gives you an idea like how you should really focus on in case if you're developing or publishing a similar sort of game. When we move on to the RPG mini games creatives, as one of the pioneering mini game creatives, Hero Wars has accumulated many popular art creatives. So these are some of the art creatives which here they really focus on the classic number, the adventure and merge, the world exploration, and everything. So these creators gives us an idea like what industry leaders, what current successful gaming companies, and what they are really doing, how they are maximizing their marketing. All right. Some of the other games, the simulation which we have got, which focus on the feedback. Moving on, some of the hobby, other popular game creatives, quickly mowing attracts the core audiences hovering on the brink of failure. It is thrilling. People need to play it. They need to, play it and pass that particular game level because kind of sort of challenges them. All right, so use creatives to understand popular gameplay, quality, creatives incubated in popular games. So some of the, quick, popular games the market came from the previous media buying creatives such as Pull 'Em Out, Save the Girl, etc. All right, so that is it. We're really focused on the art creators, especially considering the gaming industry. Again, my name is Ashish. That's my email address in case someone would like to join us. And moving forward, let me just share my screen. All right, so we have Lena from our panelists. Would you like to please share and go share your presentation, please?
Oh, sorry, I was on mute. Okay, can see my screen?
Yeah, Lena.
Okay, great. Okay, so good afternoon, everyone. I'm Lena from TikTok. So as mentioned just now, I'm the gaming partnership manager in our global gaming team. So I'm really happy today that I will be sharing with you on the latest Southeast Asia gaming insights and also trend with you, as well as next level game entertainment that is happening on TikTok right now. Okay, so the first trend I want to share with you is that gaming is no longer just about playing. So when we only think about getting eyeballs from gamers that enjoy play the game, we should actually also take into consideration that there is also a huge community that consumes gaming content as part of their lifestyle. So they not only take time to play, but also spend a significant amount of time on entertainment platforms like TikTok to interact, communicate, and also bond with the rest of the gaming community. And also do things like to discuss about the game they likes and also some upcoming new content or exciting moments, etc. So through years of development, I'm pretty sure that you have also noticed that gaming now is no longer a niche market anymore. You can see looking at all those recent years newspaper titles or online article titles, you can tell that gaming now has become a mainstream entertainment. And people no longer require sophisticated hardware to be part of it. And also they don't need complicated knowledge to be called a gamer. Sometimes a mobile device will do. So to show you some stats to prove the situation, now on TikTok, gaming has actually emerged to be one of the top content category on TikTok, synonymous with lifestyle and also entertainment category. And also the trend keeps rising around like we can see a 1.5 times growth rate in Southeast Asia, and also in terms of amount of video views and also new video productions. So you can see that users now are actually turning to TikTok for entertainment and gaming. So it has actually become a go-to destination for gamers to watch their favorite gaming content and also interact with the community. You can tell how big the impact is for gaming in TikTok. Okay, and also the second trend I want to share with you is that gaming now is in the age of participation. So what does this mean? Let's look at the development over the past 10 years. Before 2015, we call it age of interaction. So that was the time when social media got its popularity and people start to actively engage with friends and likes and also share interesting content on those platforms. And followed by that, people use the platforms as a form of expression. And now it has actually evolved to the age that people are not only expressing their ideas, but also actively involved in creating brand new content, or sometimes even lead the trend in the gaming world with their own creative videos or productions. So now it's no longer a one-way street anymore. It's more decentralized, that games and gamers now are coming together to create the trend, to lead the trend. Okay. So this actually presents a new way for either game developers or publishers to engage with the gamers. So on TikTok, we are seeing that gamers actively participate in inclusive communities, share and engage with the wider gamer community. So to share with you an example from PUBG Mobile, in Vietnam, they have launched a campaign which is called #challenge. So they invited everyone on TikTok community to take part in it. So to put it simply, every TikTok users on TikTok is able to produce their own videos under the dedicated hashtags, and then the rest of the people will be able to see it. As you can see on the right picture, the content actually varies from those normal game playing videos to other formats such as dancing, singing, or other funny videos. But everything will be related to PUBG. So this type of campaign actually grow to reach a much wider audience rather than just a very inclusive gaming community, but also for people from kids to grandmothers, they are also able to take part in the video production that's evolving around PUBG. So the third trend I want to share with you is that TikTok users now want more original game-related content. 75% of them want developers to showcase the game on TikTok in a unique and engaging ways. And let me show you some examples. So from the developer side, we do actually see a lot of them posting videos like gameplay, walkthrough videos, game tutorial videos. And also from other TikTok users such as creative streamers or influencers, or just normal TikTok users like you and I, they also tend to produce a lot of interesting, funny, engaging videos in different formats. For example, as you can see on the third GIF, it's also the video. So some of them even produce like a short skits or comedy play to showcase the gaming content. So now let's experience it together. Okay.
People come to TikTok to discover, connect, and entertain with their communities. And gaming on TikTok is next level. Gaming in TikTok is powered by a diverse, active, engaging, and entertaining community. TikTok is the next gametainment. Level up your game marketing strategies. Unlock insights from experts. Earn your own trophy. Take your game to the next level.
So to summarize, TikTok is where the next level of game entertainment is found. And there are three key trends that we noticed. First, gaming is a mainstream entertainment culture now. It's no longer related to only niche markets. And the second is that it has expanded to a wider communities. And last but not the least is that developers and publishers can actually leverage on this exciting new opportunity to engage with wider gamers on TikTok. Okay, so we have seen the trend. Now let's talk a little bit more about the action plan, like also like some of the business side. So as a developer or a game publisher yourself, how can you launch your games and win on TikTok? So there are three key parts. First is to keep updated and understand about the trend. You can do it on TikTok for sure. And second is to reach out to the community here. For example, to collaborate with TikTok creators to produce some authentic content to engage with wider audience. And also, last but not the least, leverage on TikTok full funnel ad solutions to drive eyeballs and more participation. So the first thing about culture, let me show you an example of how to engage with gamers with immersive game entertainment content. As you can see here, Tencent, they has launched a branded effect campaign in Thailand with gaming creator Hard Rocker to promote their exclusive in-game mask. So the concept is that every user can make use of the filter to shoot a video. And in the video, they can transform from an in-game character to a normal, to a funny face, and also with some trolling sounds on the background. So from this campaign, we do see a lot of users on TikTok has participated and also get more aware of the new in-game mask from the Tencent game. And also, we do see that this left a very strong impression and participation. So some numbers, we do see that it generates a full funnel impact with over 11% ad recall lift and also 3.7% uplift in the intent. And of course, second thing I want to mention is about community. So why should game developers build TikTok gamer community? So first of all, developers can foster a gaming community and have an organic presence here with your own business profile account. This is applicable even for indie developers. And also you get to post and interact with people who are interested or who might be interested in your game. And secondly, you can leverage on the amount of TikTok Insights tool to discover the latest trend and topics, like what is the most popular hashtags to better plan your next step, no matter it's about game marketing or it's about new game development. And thirdly, you can produce a lot of organic creatives videos by working with TikTok creators. We actually have a super awesome TikTok creator marketplace platform where you can connect directly with TikTok creators and also negotiate with them to produce some organic content for your game. So partner with creators is definitely the key. Based on a recent global creator study conducted by Hotspecs, 71% of users say that creators' relatability motivates them to engage more with the game content. And this actually helps with 20% uplift on purchase or download intent. So how you can start doing that? 3 steps. The first, you can access the TikTok creator marketplace platform to search for interested creators to collaborate with. So this is basically a website and it's free to register and free to use. Now we actually have more than 400K influencers, or we can say just creators, not necessarily a very famous influencer, across more than 17 plus countries worldwide. And then when you search, you can filter by country, by creator category, or by follower size, etc., to find the right candidate to send invitation for like collaboration. And then you just need to wait for them to produce those amazing videos for your campaign or for your game. And then you can make use of those content to reach out to wider audience. And to amplify the effect, you can also make use of Spark ads. Spark ads means that you are using a native inbuilt videos as your ad material to drive higher traffic for your for the call to action. Basically, it's either go to your game page or your websites, or to install apps on Google Play or App Store, etc. And then, so after talking about community, the third point I want to talk about is about brand performance. So it's a combination of branding and performance. So in the past few years, we do see that game developers and publishers are facing a lot of challenges. For example, changes in privacy policy that's caused a very high increase in terms of user acquisition cost, and it's very difficult to do user level targeting right now because of the policy as well. So all of these challenges is a blocker here. So that's why instead of looking at standard user acquisition campaigns, we see that more and more developers on TikTok are actually leveraging on both brand and performance campaigns to achieve a more sustained growth. So this is done by leveraging or unique and interactive experience to capture more audience attention. So how does this translate to performance? We have conducted a meta-analysis in the Southeast Asia region to find out that if executing a mix of different marketing objectives will help to improve the performance. And then when I talk about mix of objectives, I'm actually referring to from upper funnel objectives like video views or wider reach, to lower funnel objectives like getting more conversions or registrations or even in-app purchase, etc. So it's a mix of different objectives. And after we conduct the study, we found out that the results were very positive, and it shows that it's more effective to have multiple objective campaigns at the same time. So for conversion ads, we do see that on the left, you can see it helps to achieve a 36% more efficient CPA compared to just a single objective campaign. And also in terms of number of conversions, we do see that a mix of marketing strategies will help you to achieve 2 times more conversions. Okay, right. And so to show you an example here from Gani Origin. So this is a game from BNG Corporation in Vietnam. So they have tested this brand performance strategy, and they launch a campaign that is combination of both branding side, for example, like top view, which is the open screen ad, and also the open screen to live stream kind of campaign, together with some performance campaign to drive app installs and registration. So they have launched this combined marketing campaign, and they did see that result was very impressive. As in terms of upper funnel impact, we do see a 5% uplift in terms of awareness, and also in terms of lower funnel impact, 4 times more app installs and Android, and also 2 times more app install and iOS. Okay, so to summarize the key takeaways, first of all, TikTok is the home of gamers, and we do see that gaming is now in the top 5 content category, and it's growing as fast as like even better, faster than the other categories. And then also second, gamers actually discover and engage with new games on TikTok, with 75% of gamers discovering new game content. And last but not the least, TikTok drives action, with 9 out of 10 taking actions after seeing an ad. Okay, so that comes to the end of my sharing, and thank you so much for listening. If you have any questions or you want to know more, please drop me an email and let's discuss. Okay.
Thank you for that, Lena. I think, time really flies by. I think we really do have a lot less time. So quickly starting, Eric, if you could share your presentation, and, if we can try to, compress it, because we do have some questions as well. I apologize. You are the one at the end.
Understood.
Okay. Let me just.
I will try to breeze by as fast as I can.
Sorry
Promise you
about
it'll be
that.
a little less than 10 minutes. Basically, Exola is a game payment solution. And what we are going to talk about today is I'm going to assume that today we have a lot of mobile game developers from Southeast Asian markets. What I'm going to talk about is mobile gaming landscape has changed for the better. How? Well, before we talk about a solution here, we want to talk about opportunities that exist in the mobile gaming market that game companies and publishers do not really touch upon. And the first thing is save on platform fees. What does that mean? Google and Apple charges you 30% fees. What we offer is a lot lower fees than that. Second is monetizing players more effectively. There are ways to make bundles, sell items and whatnot, but the mobile platforms have limitations, and we want to go on top of that. Number three is increased number of paying users. Now, everyone is so focused about user acquisitions, trying to increase the MAU so that the golden rule of 3% of your paying users will increase in the end. But what if I can tell you, what Exola can tell you is that you can directly increase the 3% without increasing the total amount of users. Now, how are we going to do that? Well, we have a solution called Webshop for mobile games. Before I talk about Webshop, I have to say that what we offer and our biggest benefit of using Exola is that we offer you to use 700 plus payment coverages from 200 plus countries. So what does that mean is with just a single contract, single agreement with us, you are able to release your game globally and accept payments from all over the globe, 700 plus more payment coverages. That is very important because this is more than what Apple and Google provides. So I'm going to play a short video of what I'm talking about so that you can understand. The video doesn't have a sound, but basically Webshop is a third-party payment solution. So when you're playing a game and you want to make a purchase, all you have to do is enter your ID to your game that is related. And just like Google or Apple, an immediate pop-up window of payment will arise and the payment is made. So the biggest thing that we wanted to talk to you about here is that it's not a non-immersive experience that your user will go through. Whenever we talk about, oh, there's an option, there's more than just in-app purchases, people or game developers often say, well, isn't that kind of distracting for users to go to the website and do the payments there? No, it is super immersive and it is exactly the same experience as the in-app purchase. And of course, we have to talk about benefits. So why is it better, or why should you add this sort of solution on top of the in-app purchases? Well, Exola provides plus 60% more in Indonesia, China 90% more, 25% more in Turkey, 10% in US, etc., South Korea. So what do these numbers really imply? It means the user has 90% more of purchases or making ways of purchases methods in China than if they were trying to do it a mobile platform. This happens because mobile platforms do not cater towards local payments that exist. For example, China, it has Alipay, WeChat Pay. In Korea, there's Kakao Pay, Naver Pay, and all of these things that you're not aware of, but is widely and very well used in local markets. If you're not providing for this to your users, well, then you're literally missing out on the opportunities for the users to make a convenient purchase. And around this time, when I say, so what are the other benefits to using this? Well, Webshop is also a great tool to monetize your core audience more efficiently. So not just payment coverages, but we allow you to customize your website so that you can sell your items much better to your users. Includes exclusive offers, discounts, bonuses, free items, lucrative bundles, time and number limits. Now, with all this said, right, I get the question that, for example, well, isn't it going to cannibalize the in-app purchase users anyway? And I like to make this analogy, as always, is that let's say you want to buy milk, for example, right? There's a bunch of ways to buy milk. You can go to the convenience store, you can go to the grocery store, you can go to Costco's, whatever. But right now, for gaming developers world, we are only offering, if you're only offering in-app purchases, you're only offering convenience stores. What does that mean? Well, if you want to buy milk right away and just drink, let's say, 100 milliliters of milk, you go to the convenience store really fast. and it's a little bit more expensive than the grocery store, but you buy it and drink it immediately. That's the impulse buys that game developers do want to target. We do want to target this. However, almost everyone goes to the grocery stores and plan your purchase to buy bundles of milk so that you can drink for the next 2 weeks. And then you're probably going to come back and do the same thing to the grocery stores. So why do we do this? Well, because there are just different contexts. There's different situations in buying milk and buying bundles and buying whatever you need. And right now, unfortunately, if you're not really offering your users a way to buy third-party purchases through web shop, you're only providing one option to the users, which is, in my opinion, a convenience store. So if you think about it like that, well, why not offer more options, right? And now we're going to talk about data. I promise you it's going to end very, very soon. So we have partner actual datas who are using web shops on top of their in-app purchases in the mobile platforms. And we're looking at 30% more revenue expectations. We're looking at 70% more repeat purchase rates. So it means, you know how you go back to the grocery stores because you have to come back every 3 weeks to buy that milk, buy more pack of gums, whatever, bread and whatnot. That's exactly what we're seeing, different purchase rates and different things of what users are purchasing. And that coincides with the average purchase per user. We're looking at more than 8. So we're not just looking at one pack of gum, one gallon of milk. We're looking at a lot of bundles that people or users are buying if they come and purchase through your web shop. So this is just a summarization of what I just talked about, web shop for mobile games. It basically allows you to acquire more users and generate more sales by going direct. And this is a biggest thing that I feel like game developers are kind of missing out or just not really thinking about, and only too much focusing on user acquisitions in general. Let's try to focus more on increasing your revenue so that you can stay on top of your game for your Southeast Asian market. So I'm here to discuss how we can help you. Of course, check out my email if you want to reach out to me. I ended that super fast. Jesus, I hope you guys were still alive. I made it in time. Back to you, Ashish.
Thank you so much, Eric. And I apologize. That was really quick. And in fact, it was really informative. You covered a lot of points. I really like your analogy of the milk. It's really good, kind of relate to us on an everyday basis. So, Lena, we have, and for Eric as well, and for myself as well, we've gathered some questions from ourselves, to understand and be able to give us just a brief about what really, about your expertise in the industry. So starting off from Vimendra, I really would like to understand that since you're into the incubation and everything, I wanted to understand why do some mobile games fail to achieve the high download number? So Vimendra, stage is yours, please.
Okay, thank you. There is a lot of factors that support this thing, but like a major factor is the marketing, is how you market the game, because get your game visible and acquiring player to download your game is very difficult and expensive in current advertising model. If you don't have the capital and the know-how to bring our game to the visibility of our player, that will be very hard, and most of the time will definitely kill your game on spot. So working with like some publisher and new platform like such TikTok, SocialPeta that you guys are mentioning, and the right community will help to help the game reach some level of visibility with maybe without some very big capital. And the other thing is for the mobile game is the game will have to keep people to come back to the game regularly. So no matter how much you spend and on acquiring player, if you cannot retain your player that money, and the effort will go to the waste.
Great. Thank you so much for that, Vimendra. Just related to that, there's another point, for the new game developers and everything, how important is a game experience, the design in the overall game design. So how do you explain that? Yeah.
Uh, the game experience design is very big influence on our game design. It's not the most important one. The game is an experience. When designing the game, you deliver experience. What experience you want to give to a player? What experience you want the player to experience? Creating game is not just creating fun thing and for the player, but on top of that is what you want your player to experience. For example, if you're playing games like a football manager, the core experience of the game you want to deliver is the player experiencing as manager of like the top league in the world, like on Europe, and all the feature and mechanic of the game is support that experience.
Got it. Thanks, Jimendra. So from SocialPeta point of view, I wanted to give a answer to a particular question which a lot of new game developers have. What is there any specific success formula for a potential game to be successful or to be not successful? So I would say the main reason, as Vimendra has already covered it, advertising plays a very important role in this. You know, based on the user feedback, what we have understood, if a person, an audience is downloading a particular game, they're mostly downloading it because of the game creatives which they have seen on different platforms, such as TikTok, such as Facebook and all that. Because if you do understand from a different point of view, if you're downloading, let's say, Uber, or maybe you're downloading Amazon, there's a certain point for you to download it because there's a utility app. But for the game to be downloaded, the creators plays a very important part. Also, to have an edge over your competition, to have more and more user acquisition. And user feedback, I think, is one of the most important things. So you have to understand what currently the market is trending at. As we said, casual games seems to be, really capturing overall. So maybe the developers and the publishers should probably, shift their focus towards that. However, other game genres are as equally important for for the audiences as well. That was my answer. And quickly moving on to Lena. So from your point of view, how to build a funnel in TikTok for, let's say, for indie game developers?
Hmm. Okay, I think for indie developers, one of the key challenges will definitely be in terms of budget or investment, right? Because also just now we mentioned that it's not so cheap to do paid user acquisition sometimes, now, especially nowadays, because of all the policy changes and privacy issues, etc. We have a lot of challenges on that. So my suggestion would be to start early, even from the beginning stage, from your game development process, to start having an organic presence on channels like TikTok, build up your own TikTok profile page. I do see that nowadays a lot of popular TikTok account are showcasing their daily game development activities. And along the way, some of the developers do is that, like for example, today they post a video, and then they will see some of the feedback and comments from the general gamer community, and then they can improve the game development process along the way. So it's also a way to engage with potential gamers, right? Potential players after your game launch. So that's definitely one of the things that you should consider doing from the beginning, to try to create a community in a more organic way, instead of having to spend a lot of budgets on paying ads, etc. And of course, after that, after you grow a community, then definitely that will be the stage that you can consider some paid user acquisition, and probably work with some creators. And actually, some of the TikTok creators, they don't really charge very expensive. In some of the markets, probably only like $50, $100. That's also something you can consider, like the TikTok creator marketplace that I mentioned just now, something to also get started with. Yeah, so I think that would be my suggestion for the indie developers. Yeah.
Thank you for that, Lena. I hope the attendees satisfied with the answer. Moving on to Eric. So Eric, how does a third party payment really affect a mobile game? What do you suggest on this?
So again, there's a trend going on, and I think a lot of mobile game companies and their games are no longer really bounded. Like, I mean, that's not a word actually. Like, it's restricted by becoming only mobile games. What we're seeing is multi-platform, right? And we talk about that consistently. So when you make a game multi-platform, for example, PC, console, mobile, what you need is a central hub for payments. So you have to allow users to not just provide platforms, but also provide same amount of platforms so that they can have same sort of payments that's easily just as playable, just easily can have convenience as well. So this is a very important factor that a lot of game developers kind of forget, because they are very busy making the game and publishing the game. And we understand that's why companies like us do exist, and we allow you to have a solution that is very simple to kind of integrate so that you provide convenience, not just for your game company as yourself, but to the users themselves, so that once you have the convenience, it directly ties in with the revenue. And that's something that I can definitely say from our data as well.
Totally agree, Eric, here, because I believe, we have revenue is the most important part. We have to all agree. This is where
Yeah.
exactly what the end result, the end goal is to have as much as revenue as you want. And I'm sure your platform does a really amazing job in that. Again, to all our attendees, as I said, you may reach out to any one of us. You have your email addresses and everything. Similarly, Eric, I really wanted to understand which regions use the shop solutions the most from your, data.
Right. So very quickly, a lot of American US companies are
Mhm.
adapting web shops immediately, and they're already making a lot of money because they're literally channeling another separate channel. And like I told you in my presentation, is there's no cannibalization. Right now, the Asian companies or Asian markets are kind of just slowly adapting to it. But I feel like this is the new trend where a lot of Asian companies are picking up on this and realizing that not just increasing users does not equate to revenue. And they have to realize that, we need to have another channel of providing revenue and payment systems. And so right now, top of the region is definitely North America, but closing in second is Asia. So I want to just tell everyone to stay on top of their game. Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah. Thank you, Eric, for that.
Sure.
I apologize, to all our panelists for rushing, but really did over exceed. Again, as I said to our, attendees, do let us know from all four of us if you want to reach out to us. You have our email addresses and everything. We do not seem to have any questions. We do have one question, but that was relating to Lena's background. They said that, it's kind of,
Oh
you
no,
know,
I just saw the question. So sorry about that.
no worries. I think it's a brand, we have to, stick by that. I apologize to the attendee for that. Anyways, I think it's a wrap because I don't seem to have any questions. So again, thank you all our attendees. Thank you all our panelists, Eric, Devendra, Lena, and to myself also. Uh, in case you do reach out to us and let us know what's your feedback, this will be uploaded to our YouTube as well. And we'll be sharing the recording as well to the other partners as well. Thank you again, guys, for your time. And let's wrap up from my side.
Okay.
Thanks, guys. Thanks for
Thank
having
you,
me.
thank you, everyone.
Thank you, everyone. Take care.
Bye.
Bye-bye.